Homelessness often befalls people. It's not often a choice, but it's what one Londoner chose to do over the holidays to come to peace with his past.
I basically had to face myself.
Heiko Kater became homeless at 15 after choosing not to return home from the Robert Land Academy Military School for Boys. Knowing he'd return home to a life of physical abuse, homelessness seemed to be a better option. But he faced more physical and sexual abuse on the streets and turned to a life of crime just to see the end of each day.
Since I'm a youth, I get approached by, teenagers or young adults who would ask us to commit crimes or whatever to make money.
It was one incident in particular that got Kater thinking about where he was headed.
I got stabbed in the eye. I think that was like a big wake-up call for me when I was 19.
Being in and out of the justice system up until he was 27, Kater desired something more and tried to find a way to break the cycle.
Well, it started with the decision to do so, or the recognition of where I was.
Kater began his journey of couch surfing and homelessness in Oakville and eventually found his way to London. It was in London that he sought out services to get him on track to a responsible life. Social services was his first stop to get a startup allowance, followed by a job placement agency. The Intercommunity Health Centre was one stop that helped him most throughout his journey.
It's kind of a situation where anyone comes in and says, hey, I need help with this. We try and do what we can to make it work for them, down to the very basic needs such as providing socks, underwear, toothbrush, toothpaste. We also have laundry services here and showers.
While the Intercommunity Health Centre provided medical care, social workers and ID clinics, the Unity Project provided more of a makeshift family scenario.
People who come to stay here, they participate in the daily operations, they participate in the chores, they do all the cooking.
The Unity Project provides emergency shelter and transitional housing. About 600 people stay there yearly.
Most people want to get on their own and be sustainable and self-sufficient in the community. And it's really about being able to help them assess how to best get there.
Having overcome the multitude of barriers that stood in Kater's way of success, he's now 36 years old with a personal training business and a home under his feet with a family nearby. Although he can't deny he still feels as though he's homeless some of the time.
I'm still not necessarily finding who I am. I'm accepting who I am, but still trying to build a home.
He set out on Friday, December 21st to live homeless for a week. His goal was to raise awareness of homeless youth and come to peace with his past. While he faced hunger, battled with hygiene, and spent most of his time walking back and forth across London just to stay warm, his greatest challenge was overcoming the way he felt about himself.
Alone, just really insecure, like I was a complete scrub, but good for nothing.
Kater continually reaches out to homeless youth, trying to lead them down a better path.
Youth, they're still young and they're still fresh in that lifestyle, and I think that if we grab them quick enough and inspire them to want to be accountable to themselves and inspire them to know that they're worth a lot more, then they will change.
Much of the homeless community faces a multitude of circumstances and history that cause them to be homeless, and it's not as easy as getting a couple of ducks in a row, according to Zyle.
I can guarantee you that I don't know one single person that when they were a kid thought, boy, I think I'd like to be homeless and dependent on the welfare system when I grow up.
Kater needed that one-week adventure to help him reconnect with his past and move on. He continually helps others do the same by raising money. So far, he's raised $5,000 by selling toques for Youth Opportunities Unlimited, an organization that helps youth use the resources in the city. He hopes to raise $7,000 by February 5th. For Stellar Radio, I'm Paige Parker.